Barry Ludlow, you're from Design Republic, and I'd love to know a bit more about the studio. What is Design Republic?
Thanks, Fanella. I started Design Republic about 5.5 years ago with 5 partners. We had worked together for the last at least 20 years at 2 other firms, and we took the opportunity of the Great Recession to start our own firm in 2010. We've grown to be about 45 people now, and we practice in 3 or 4 areas. Workplace design. Clients range from tech companies like Yelp, Intersection, to big industrial companies like GE. We also work in the media and entertainment sector, companies like NBC, Telemundo. We just completed redoing the studios at 30 Rock for The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon. We just finished the project for The Late Show with Stephen Colbert. We also work in retail stores. So we just, one of our projects is the new Fendi store on the corner of 57th and Madison, which was a collaboration with Peter Marino's office. And then some other kind of specialty projects. We've done a great kind of building conversion for Ferrari brand, working on a redevelopment in Brooklyn for a developer there. So it's a wide-ranging practice. And I think what we think makes our practice different is that typically you see in an architecture practice, like a law firm or an accounting practice, that each partner has their own kind of silo and their own team. But we've actually chosen to be one big studio where we collaborate together and work on many projects together. So any 2 or 3 partners might be on a project together, and that changes as frequently as a new project coming in. And I think we also then try to develop our staff so that they have the ability to work across many different sectors and many different tasks, so whether it's actually producing working drawings or doing the 3D digital renderings. So we really try to be a very diverse, eclectic kind of practice.
When you started the practice, having come from larger firms, as you said, during the Great Recession, did you have a big philosophy that you wanted to kick off that practice with?
I think one of the driving factors was moving away from, we were in a firm that was 1,200 people. So we had become managers and accountants, and this was an opportunity to get back, be very hands-on, engage with clients, engage with developing our staff. So we're trying to build as much as a great design practice, we're trying to build a great culture. And having the smaller amount of people, what does that enable you to do in terms of even being able to communicate, not only with staff, but with clients? Yeah, so I think we're able to be much more flexible, much more responsive. We have one big studio, and we can call everybody together on a moment's notice and have a quick meeting or a quick glass of wine together. We have kind of organized events each month in the studio where the staff actually present best practices and present what they're working on. We also bring, when a new project comes in, we bring everybody together and do a quick charrette. So we have everybody contribute to the ideation of a project. And it also, I think it's, one of our key things is honesty and accountability. So we really want our team to be responsive and accountable to our clients and to their colleagues.
Okay, so I imagine in the next 12 months you have a number of projects that are coming up that are significant. Can we talk about 1 or 2 of them right now that is a good example or a good sort of a way of demonstrating what you're talking about here, about this teamwork, this effort to create a beautiful interior?
Yeah. So we were just awarded a project for a new company called Intersection. It's a combination of a traditional media company and a digital creative company. And one of the products that they've developed is actually called Link, and it's a free Wi-Fi digital. It's going to replace all of the phone booths in New York City and across the world. But it's
no more phone booths.
No,
oh, no.
Surprising, isn't it? But so they're a very aspirational client, a very aspirational company, taking space in a new building in Hudson Yards. So I think to work very carefully with them, to understand what their aspirations and goals and new ways of working are, and to create a space that helps them recruit talent, helps them convince potential clients and investors that they're the right company, and to take advantage of this spectacular site overlooking the Hudson River. So,
regardless of whether it's a project from the past or something in the future, I'm curious about how the business has changed over time. It's still reasonably new, I suspect. So what, 08 when you started it? Is that about right?
Yeah, 10.
Oh, 10. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
10, not 010. So since 2010 to today, it's 5 years. How has the business sort of shifted its business model, I suppose, and changed its practice as the economy changes, etc.? What are you doing?
Yeah. So, initially there were 6 of us sitting at a table in a public arcade. Now there's 45 of us in a purpose-built office. And I think the business is driven as much by the people we've hired, and their talents and how they're able to create. So it's been a very organic kind of development and growth that's responsive to people as much as anything. I think clients' demands continue to increase, whether it's quickness of delivering a product, a project, the budget restraints, the aspiration. So I think clients have become much more educated and knowledgeable. Yeah. Many more clients realize design is good business. Many more clients have their own design consultants or in-house designers. So I think it becomes much harder, much more difficult, much more challenging. So keeping up with those challenges is fun every day.
So the fact that they are more cognizant about design is actually more difficult for you as designers?
You can't get away with as much.
Really? So you have to be much more accountable then with every single idea?
Yeah, and much more creative.
Yeah. So what's something that you've done in the last 5 years that you're most proud of as a company?
There's been many great projects. The studio projects for NBC and for CBS and Telemundo are remarkable. They're great projects. I think one of our greatest opportunities and most successful projects was for GE, and GE is a big behemoth, but they have, at the core of their business is developing leaders, and they have a campus that's dedicated to that, and it has education facilities, and it has a hotel, and it has restaurants, and we were able to be involved with them for 3 years on really, the project was called Reimagining Crotonville, and it was reimagining every aspect of the leadership development process, from content to process to experience. And being part of that was fantastic.
Is there a dream job? Still waiting, still pitching for?
It's out there. I'm not sure what it is.
I've got a house you might want to redo.
Absolutely.
Yeah, sounds good.
In Australia?
Yeah, in Australia. It's great. Yeah. Barry Ludlow, Design Republic, thank you so much. It's fantastic to meet you.
Thank you, Fanella.